Hello. Friends, the prelims questions, particularly this year 2021, may be mostly on the effects of the pandemic because it was a very large instance which happened over 70 or 80 years. And our generation has not seen it. And the previous generation also, I am doubtful whether they have seen it or not. And I am sure that the next generation will never see such a calamity. Then the questions in prelims are for the people who are going for the interview. I will explain like this. There are three sectors. One is the economic front, which our friend Mr. Sai Charan has explained just now. The economic front has been thrown back because of so many reasons. The industrial sector, it has closed almost all the factories, and the migrant labor who were at a particular point, they were moving to one place to the other. That way, the government of India has taken a decision to inspect and to introduce the scheme of one nation, one ration. One nation, one ration. Can anybody explain what is this? Padma, can you say something about this? Padma?
Sir,
Sai, just wait. If Padma is able to tell, let us tell. Otherwise, you will tell. Padma?
Yes, sir.
Please tell. What is one nation, one ration?
I don't have an idea, sir.
You have not read my articles, and I have given so many YouTube interviews also, 2-3 days back also about one nation, one ration. Sai, you tell me.
sir, One Ration One scheme was the initiative introduced by PM Narendra Modi. So for the migrant laborers where they had been struck due to pandemic, they can take rations like pulses or either rice wherever they were stuck. They can able to take with their Aadhaar as a ID proof and with the ration card if it is there with them. If not, they can use their Aadhaar card to show as identity for them.
Yeah.
So they will be getting their rice or wheat pulses, whatever they have through public civil supplies, they can get it for the only migrant laborers.
Yeah. If suppose a person from West Bengal comes to Hyderabad and he is held up here for some work or other, he can show his Aadhaar card and then his ration card also. So that is why the government said the Aadhaar card will have a number. How many numbers are there in Aadhaar card?
12 numbers, sir.
12 numbers. So added to that 12 numbers, they said you fix another 6 numbers for the ration card. Suppose in a family of father, mother, 2 children, the father will get number 1, number 2 is his wife, and the other 2 children will be 3 and 4. So they will have a number of 1006, 1007, 1008, or like that. So the ration which is eligible for that particular number, if all the 4 people are taking, that is not free, it is a subsidized rate. So they have to take the ration anywhere in the country. That is the original idea. So this pandemic has created 3 sectors, which I said. Number 1 is the health sector. The health sector has become a very major volcano because most of the private corporate hospitals, they are fleecing from the patients. The beds were not available, the oxygen cylinders were not available, and whatever is the medical facility available, they have thrown into a large amounts. And people who were admitted have to pay more than 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs for a patient. And then the recent judgment of the Supreme Court, any of you have heard about it? What is the judgment the Supreme Court has given yesterday? Any one of you reading newspapers? Anybody who has heard about the Supreme Court judgment regarding pandemic?
Sir, the wholesalers can increase their quota of wheat and as well as rice quota to 2 million tons.
Yeah. The second thing is, one gentleman has petitioned the PIL in the Supreme Court saying that whether this comes under disaster or not. Government has already declared it as a disaster. So in the Disaster Management Act of 1951, it was said that all the people who die because of the disaster, either in a cyclone or whatever it is, big earthquake, each person's family will get 4 lakhs per person. So accordingly, the persons who died during this pandemic also, their family should be given 4 lakhs per head. This has become a very, very major event. How many people have died so far? Any idea in India? Padma, have you seen the statistics? How many people have died in India so far because of pandemic?
It's more than 3 lakhs.
Uh-huh.
It's a more than 3 lakhs.
It is more than 3 lakhs. Yeah, 3,49,000 to be specific. And into 4 lakhs, what it will happen? Some crores of rupees. So the government is not ready to make these payments, but the Supreme Court said, since you said it is a disaster, you should make the payment whether it is possible or not. We are not worried about it. And it is a disaster which you have to take care of. That was the point number 1. Then point number 2, they said the Reserve Bank of India has given the surplus amount to Government of India to sustain this pandemic. And another thing is the pharmaceutical companies, 2 companies have come forward so far, and the Covaxin and Covishield. What are the companies which have given this? Parli, can you tell? Who has produced Covaxin and who has produced Covishield? Parli?
So, I don't remember, sir. I don't remember, sir.
You don't remember. What is the main idea? The companies which have produced Bharat Biotech in Hyderabad, they have done this Covaxin, whereas the Covishield is by the
Serum Institute.
Serum Institute, Pune. These are the 2. And the Pfizer also, they have produced one in the American atmosphere, and that is also available. And recently one gentleman, he has prepared an indigenous one. Who is that person and where is he from?
Anandaya from Nellore.
Anandaya from Krishnapatnam to be specific. That also has been approved by Government of India. There is a drug controller authority, and the drug controller authority has approved that Anandaya medicine also can be given. That is, he termed it as some Sanjeevani, and he has produced it with some Mulikas, and there was a lot of controversy over it. It went up to even this Supreme Court level, and the Supreme Court also has agreed that it can be given. Even now there is an adverse remark about the eye drops to be given to the patients. Some people say it is harmless, some people say, and some people say it is very, very harmful. So it is still under observation. And it seems in the High Court of Andhra Pradesh, when somebody has asked for the permission to give these things, then they said it is possible only if the government approves. The government has to still to give the approval. And then the departments which are involved in this pandemic are the transport organization, both the railways, the Air Force, and all these things. They have transported this pandemic necessity items to different parts of the country. When the crisis has come for this oxygen cylinders and the ventilators, they borrowed it from different countries also. Their countries also has helped us in a way to procure all these things. The imports and export policy has also been liberalized. And finally, we were able to get the oxygen cylinders. So the railways were able to transport all these things to different parts of the country. Then the health scheme, which was already there under the Arogya Setu scheme, that has also been introduced. And from there onwards, the Home Ministry comes into effect. The Home Ministry, each and every time, they give the protocol. They say, these are the things which the people have to observe. Either it is a lockdown or the unlock. It is unlocking is by the state governments. They can impose their own rules. They can open the cinema houses, pubs or clubs or whatever it is. But finally, some controlling authority is the government of India and the Home Department. And then the Health Department, the Transport Department, and the Fertilizers and Chemicals Department, which is also very vital in this aspect. They are also observing the inflow of these medicines. But the government of India failed to give the vaccination to all the needy people. They have distributed it to several places, and even the state governments, they are objecting to it, saying that we did not get the needed equipment and needed vaccination. And the delay was there in producing it and procuring it and in distributing it also. The health department, particularly the Love Agarwal, who is the Joint Secretary of Health Department, Government of India, he is from an Andhra cadre gentleman. There are two Andhra gentlemen. One is Mr. Yuvaraj, who is the director there. And earlier to the present Secretary Rajesh Bhushan, Priti Sudan was there. She was also from Andhra. She is an Andhra cadre IAS officer who retired about 6 months back. And now this Rajesh Bhushan is there. So all these things are under the control of Health and Family Welfare Department, and it is working throughout the day and 24 hours. And they have given the helplines also. 14567 is the helpline for Telangana. Suppose a senior citizen, he is in a problem, then he will be asking this 14567 and he will be able to get. I think our friend Mr. Malyadri Sahab has come. I am seeing two more names, Guru Varun and Ram Mohan. Madam?
I told that his students or friends will be joining,
yeah,
sir.
Students.
Sir has not yet joined.
He has not yet joined, then it's all right. So, if a question regarding the pandemic comes, you have to give the position of the distribution of the vaccination. Number two, the economic front. So many freebies have been introduced because of this. Because the rations also, they have distributed for another 6 months free of cost. And the DA has been freezed. Government of India is not able to give the DA to the employees. Like that, in the economic front, in the industrial front, in the transport sector, in the health sector, the government of India is facing. And from 19th of July, the monsoon session is supposed to commence, and it is known as the monsoon session, and it will end by 13th of August. All of you should be able to observe these proceedings of Parliament, and the monsoon session particularly, several bills are going to be introduced by the concerned ministers, and Prime Minister of India is in a view to expand his cabinet also. Recently, 2-3 days back, there was a proposal to introduce new phases because so many ministers, they are having additional charges. Additional charge means the regular ministry is there, Piyush Goyal, Railway, but he is given another 2-3 important portfolios. Similarly, so many people, due to their death or due to their somehow or other, they are not in a position to accommodate the MPs as ministers. So, Prime Minister, he wants to introduce the new phases to the monsoon session. Perhaps he may do it before the 19th of this month. And particularly, the approaching 15th of August is there. Normally, the Prime Minister unfurls the flag from the Red Fort, and from the ramparts of the Red Fort, he will be addressing the entire nation, and the police medals are given for the respectable police officers who are of a very, very high order. All these things will happen in the month of August. That is why both the sessions are summoned from 19th of July to 13th of August. The procedure is, first the bill is introduced, then the bill is discussed, the bill is circulated to the members of the Parliament, and then when the bill is discussed, each bill will have a particular hours of time. For example, a bill regarding the petrol prices. Recently, the petrol prices have increased, and the gas cylinder rate has increased to 25 rupees. It be because the barrel rate is high in the OPEC countries, And now we are facing the problem of oil price highs. This is the way the government will be introducing a bill, and in the bill is discussed and it is put to vote, and the voting is over because BJP has got a lot of seats and they can easily get through the bill, and then it goes to the president for action, and if the president gives the action, it becomes an act. So several bills are waiting for the parliament to be introduced and to be discussed, and finally for the decision to be taken as an act. And when the act comes into effect, the government will issue certain orders, and then it will be discussed and the implementation part will come and it is implemented. So we will close this session today and we will wait for the next speaker, Mr. Malyadri Garu, who is a very, very senior advocate in the Supreme Court of India, and he retired as the district judge. Madam, shall we close it and
please join again, students.
Yeah.